I'm Victoria Cooksey, and today we're going to be looking at Seek Chocolate Shop's March chocolate subscriptions. Now in here we've got the one that's dark plus milk chocolate and the one that's dark plus dairy-free options. So, wonder what chocolates are in here. We're about to find out. And now I should mention too that I did receive this chocolate for free, but I wasn't paid and all opinions are my own. And while you're at it, be sure to hit like to this video and consider subscribing to my channel. Now let's get to the fun stuff. The chocolate tasting. First up, let's look at the dark plus milk subscription. Now that means it could be milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and sometimes white chocolate. And speaking of white chocolate, the first bar is by 2020 Chocolates, and this one has beetroot and lemon in it in this white chocolate. This one is Antidote Chocolate, seaweed and toasted black sesame in milk chocolate. Amano cardamom black pepper. And Ritual Chocolate's Fleur de Sel. Now, which one should we try first? Here's the Venezuela's 2020 chocolate of the white chocolate with beetroot and lemon. You can see that color. And that's the thing with craft chocolate is like, most of us, grew up when we thought white chocolate, you didn't think all these different colors they come in, but now we get that pleasure of the color for our eyes and the taste for our mouths. And this is totally a white chocolate bar, but there's kind of a milk chocolate scent to it. And I think that's too because a lot of these places are using such high quality cocoa butter on top of everything else. Very creamy. I have a full bodied mouthfeel. Now I'm getting the lemon. At first I was like, am I not getting lemon? But you gotta be patient, let things melt. And now that little bit of lemon acidity is coming through. And this is not an overly sweet bar either, so you've got like fattiness of cocoa butter, you got lemon acidity to balance that out, and not overly sweet. And a pretty color, so, What are your thoughts on white chocolate nowadays? Have you tried craft white chocolate? Because if not, I really think you should give it a whirl. Because if you think you don't like white chocolate, there's a good chance you're gonna like it in the craft world. Something that's also fun with all these chocolate subscriptions is when you have multiple bars at once, you get to see all the different shapes of the bars, the thicknesses, how the mold it looks, what the packaging's like, various ways to open the packaging, various inner wrappers. So you kind of also start to learn what you like along those lines too. Now this is the Ritual Fleur de Sel bar. And if you saw some of there were several videos back, but I did 3 on chocolate with salt when paired with various wines. So I will say I have found dark chocolate with salt does tend to go with wine a little better than some other chocolates if you ever were like, oh, what do I do with wine? All right, Fleur de Sel. And by the way, if you've never tried Fleur de Sel on top of your homemade chocolate chip cookies, you seriously need to do that. Now I put this one salt side down, so I'm actually going to get the saltiness a little bit quicker and a little bit more intensely. But Fleur de Sel is just such a pleasant salt. It's not like a punch you in the face with salt. It's like a lovely salt. So you get the salt, but then there's almost like a bit of a red berry note to this chocolate. But you're also getting like chocolate, because sometimes craft chocolate, we say, oh, it tastes like chocolate. It doesn't taste like your standard chocolate. But sometimes if you say it tastes like chocolate, then you're thinking fudginess or brownie or kind of things along those lines. And this is a little bit fudgy. Very pleasing, kind of a long lingering flavor. So I think if you're like a full chocoholic, that's definitely one for you. Now we're going to try Antidote Chocolate's Seaweed and Toasted Black Sesame. This is a milk chocolate, 56% cocoa, and they wrote just sweet enough on it. And I should say too, I have had several Antidote chocolate bars in the past, but it's been a bit. And there was one that they did, I think it was like 100% cacao with dates in it, so the only sweetness came from the dates, and that was actually a pretty fun bar. So I don't know if they still make that one, but I hope they do because I enjoyed it. But anyway, back to this show. Seaweed Toasted Black Sesame. There's kind of like little segmented squares, and there's looks like the seaweed on the back here. You're definitely getting the sesame seed element, but there's also like a malted milk kind of caramel note going on too. So that's kind of interesting combo. And I think I like it. Now we're going to try the Amano 55% bar with cardamom black pepper. Oh, and this is cacao from the Dominican Republic. I'm laughing because what I'm smelling does not smell like cardamom or black pepper. It smells kind of tea-like. I feel like there's some type of liqueur I'm smelling, but I'm not sure what it is. There is no liquor in this bar. I'm gonna have to think about that one. That one may take me longer than these moments I have in this video. Let's break a piece off. Wow, that's crazy. It's like something that's kind of candied, like almost like a candied orange. There's kind of like a tea thing going on. Maybe like candied lavender-ish kind of a thing. Wow. And then like a black pepper note kind of coming through the finish, but the sweetness kind of keeps the black pepper from coming forward right away. And if you hear a strange noise, my dog is walking around sniffing things. Yeah, that's one that I like. When I think of these videos, when I'm just taking a little piece, I'm like, that's a drive-by tasting, really quick, making a thought on it. But like, I also like to have like 2 or 3 pieces of chocolate on its own and really just savor it, or come back to something and on another day or another time of day, because a lot of times that changes what you think too. So this is definitely a bar. I'm gonna have to come back to this one. Yeah, it's an interesting one, and I love complexity like that, so I would definitely recommend this bar just on complexity and fun. Now let's take a look at each one of these from the dark/dairy-free option subscription. And by the way, just a reminder again, do be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in all these chocolates, Seek Chocolate Shop. They sell individual items, they sell subscriptions, sell all kinds of cool stuff over there to check out. Okay, now let's see. I think I'm going to start, because I'm kind of excited about this. This is Deity Chocolate, and it is a 70% pistachio, and it looks like it's got honey granules in it for the sweetness, and raw pistachio, organic cocoa beans. And I have not had this maker ever, but also I kind of thought it was cool because it's made in Cody, Wyoming. And when I was like a kid and a teenager and I would go on vacation with my parents, we would, on the way to Yellowstone National Park, like always spend a night in Cody, Wyoming. So for me, there's like almost like a nostalgia feel to it. So I was like, oh yay, good for them. So here we go, Deity Chocolate. First time trying this chocolate maker's work. Very wavy. You can see some pistachios on the back there. Definitely smell pistachio. Almost a saltiness too, even though I don't know that there'd be any salt. Yeah, if you like chocolate with nuts in it, yeah, you're gonna like this. Yeah, right now my dog is walking behind me, sniffing things, cracking me up. Yeah, if you like nuts and chocolate, this is so gonna be your thing right here. And I love that the pistachio really lingers a bit. And I am just a chocolate nut fan. And if you are what you eat, I could explain why I'm crazy. All right, I approve. I think this was a good bar. I definitely look forward to eating the rest of that one. Let's go with the Ritual Chocolate Pine Nut Chocolate with ground pine nuts and dark chocolate, 55% cacao. And I've had this bar before, but I'm gonna taste it again because I really like it. And if you like things like Jean d'Oie that are normally done, you know, like you'll see it with hazelnut or things like that, this is kind of think Jean d'Oie but with pine nuts. Still getting such a good cocoa hit from that Deity chocolate bar. Kind of fun. Okay, and there we go. There's our Ritual. And this is going to be kind of a softer bar in texture because of the pine nuts. Yeah, super smooth, like a Jean d'Oie kind of style bar. And absolutely the pine nut forward. And to me, if you've ever like had pine nuts where you've had them raw and you toasted them, to me this tastes more like on the side of more like a raw pine nut, but I'm not sure which they do for these. So smooth. If you like want smooth chocolates and Jean d'Oie-ish type things, or you like chocolate spreads, like this is going to be the one that you're going to go for. Next up is Mashed Pie Chocolate, which is made in Ecuador. And this one is the chocolate covered bananas. And I'm really excited about this one because I like bananas, I like chocolate covered bananas. So I was actually, when I looked at everything, I was like, oh, I want to try this. So there's the bag. Here we go, the little pieces. So you get the banana. There's almost like a bit of raw coconut to the scent. It's like if you dehydrated a banana, but not all the way, so there's still like chewiness to it. A good banana flavor coming through. And the chewiness of this, I mean, it's not like caramel, but it's sort of like if you like that kind of mouthfeel texture of chewing a chocolate covered caramel, this chocolate covered banana kind of goes that way. So yeah, if that's kind of the mouth texture you like, I think you'd like these. And I love like just that sweetness of the banana. Like this would be like such a great snack if you're just like, oh, I just need a little something. I could see myself reaching for these. And then I saved this one for last. The 2020 Chili Trinidad Scorpion Pepper Bar. Because that's something to keep in mind. If you're eating bars that do have like spicy peppers in it, you might have several minutes to a half hour or so easily where you're not going to pick out nuances in other bars because of that spiciness. So I did save this for last. And we'll see what happens. Question is, how spicy will this be? All right. Again, here's the mold. I can see you. All right, I'm going to go for it. I feel like I smell a little bit of heat. Kind of starts off a little bit like chocolate pudding, black peppery. Getting the heat already. And it's building, to me, it's like a moderate heat so far. But I am starting to feel it in the back of my throat. There's definitely some heat there. So I feel like it kind of reaches that level, and I think it's kind of staying there. But yeah, I would definitely say this is moderate heat, so keep that in mind. And the good news is, in this particular selection, if for some reason you find it too hot, you can always go back to the mashed by chocolate covered banana for the sweetness, and then you'll be all fine. Well, thank you yet again for joining me every weekend for Chocolatey Goodness. I have these long format videos. I also have been doing YouTube shorts for a little bit of a time now. If you need just a really quick fix, be sure to like my channel, hit subscribe to this, check out all of Seek Chocolate Shop's chocolate and subscriptions. I'll have the links below of how you can find all these. And do consider also going over to Instagram and following me there, because I post reels and photos and stories and all kinds of good stuff. Okay, now in the comments below, be sure to tell me which one of these bars you want to try first. All right, thank you, and I might just have to have another one of these.